This is breaking news. It is death to the penny. The U.S. will stop penny production early next year. Ooh. And it's reported that it costs 4 cents to make 1 penny.
Yeah, well, just having a penny doesn't make sense anymore. Just kidding.
That's a good one.
Yeah. No pun intended.
Pun intended.
You guys said that before, like when we were like chopping up and talking about it, and I didn't even get it. It was just like,
I had to pull the joke back in, you know. Yeah, I come up with a good one every now and then, you know, but I'm a Pollock, so I'll maximize it when they come out.
And what are the costs of a penny? Is it just people, or is it the materials?
Probably all things. Yeah. So it's done. It's over. Pennies will be no more. And Jason said he doesn't even pick them up anymore.
Yeah. What's next? The nickel?
Yeah.
Is the nickel going to be gone here soon?
But I do still pick up pennies. I'm like, it's free money. I feel like the universe will reward me, even though it's like very nominal. It's still free. Yeah, if you're walking and you see it, like
it's a little bit of like energy vibration. Well, hey, I will give a shout out to Abe Lincoln though, right? Because at least he's still on the $5 bill. Right, so even though like he's about to be deprecated, you know, and he's still a dead president, you know, but he's on the money. At least he's still going to be on, you know, the greenback of the $5.
So what happens with like I know we all have like a cup of pennies in our closets or somewhere.
Ooh.
Like
are they worth nothing?
I don't know. Who knows?
Well, just that probably means they're just no longer going to create them, right? Like if they're in circulation, they'll still have to count them. But like think about it, they always take money back, right? They burn like billions of dollars each year, right? Like they actually take in dollars and they cook it, right?
They cook it.
Yeah, they incinerate it.
Yeah,
like literally.
Do you think they like throw a party for it? They're like, we're gonna burn some money today. Okay, Bitcoin hit an all-time high of 112 momentarily, dipped back down to 111, which is exciting. And Texas is the second state to sign a Bitcoin strategic reserve.
Boom.
Insane. Right?
It's so cool.
It is wild. And I think a lot of this, well, let me ask this. Do you guys think that this recent pump is because of the Genius Act that just, you know, kind of passed through the Senate, you just said, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know it's not like it should be direct correlation, obviously the Genius Act and, you know, stable coins and that whole digital currency. And, you know, I think it just really kind of gives it the regulation or the pathway to the regulation to be cemented, right?
Well, it's regulation,
break it down, Jay. Yeah.
But you got the Stablecoin Act is going to allow them to sell more dollars to people around the world, right? So when you're selling more dollars around the world, what are we doing? We're printing more, more to sell more to other people. Yeah. So the printing machine is on, and I think that's why
Bitcoin's going
up, and the bonds are just exploding too.
Over 5%.
Japan had a sale just yesterday, and no one showed up.
What?
No one showed up to buy their bonds. No one. And same with the U.S. No one showed up, and the Fed quietly, I think they bought $50 billion. So we're basically buying our own debt.
Bonds. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not good. So that's why you see something like
creating
like a
our
Bitcoin
own liquidity
go up, because it's gonna get wild too, I believe.
Translation for the housing market is interest rates are now back up over 7%. The housing supply in the U.S. is rising. The total number of homes for sale jumped 17% year over year in April. And what we also know is that new listings are increasing as well. And sadly, we are on pace for perhaps an even lower resale home sale count in 2025 than we had in 2024. So if we were to stay on the same pace of home sales seasonally adjusted, we'd roughly end up at about 4 million. And last year was just over 4 million.
Yeah, like 4.1, right?
So the housing market is definitely suffering under all of these economic conditions, the tariffs, the trade wars, all of this. What is going to be the game changer? Well, could it be releasing Fannie and Freddie from conservatorship and allowing them to be public companies? So the only one that can really do that is the President of the United States. And last night he posted on Truth Social, "I'm giving serious consideration to bringing Fannie and Freddie public." He added that he'd be meeting with Pulte, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, and Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, and making a decision in the near future. Fannie and Freddie are doing very well, he says, throwing a lot of cash around, and the time would seem to be right. Stay tuned. What would that do to the housing market?
I think
make it more expensive.
I don't know. I mean, I know
they have to have some sort of restraints on these companies. They're throwing a lot of cash around. What does that mean? Do they make it more expensive to, or are they able to profit more? What is the demand?
Okay, so what we do know is that mortgage-backed security purchasing has, went down,
plummeted,
right?
yeah.
Yes, plummeted. And okay, so Fannie and Freddie guarantee roughly half of the $12 trillion U.S. mortgage market. So privatizing them could limit their role in backstopping mortgages, and it could actually maybe raise mortgage rates. One of the other things
make it harder to qualify.
Yeah,
too,
another
right?
thing that could be concerning is that it could unfairly impact low-income, marginalized, first-time home buyers.
Yeah, I mean, the only to me the good thing I'll say that I believe in the free market, and when you have to go underneath the regulation of the SEC, there's a lot of things I think that they're probably doing behind doors that now would be public, so that could be a good thing. And I also think that this is the part that's a little bit dicey, but when you're making decisions to try to drive revenue, right, for share prices, all those types of things, is that going to be a good thing or a bad thing? And how would that fare in a soft market or a buyer's market versus a seller market?
What is the play behind this, though? I believe there's some sort of play with Trump on this, because he wants the mortgage market to pump. He wants the housing market to pump, right?
It's the driver.
So is he going to offload Fannie and Freddie and open up something new to get the market to pump?
Let's just add a different layer of bureaucratic waste.
Well,
Yep.
But what can he do to get Fannie and Freddie to pump the market, or I don't know.
Well,
they don't anyways, but there's got to be some other play to this.
I'm with you. There has got to be another play on this, because the real estate market in general, it's one of the three core drivers in America, right? If real estate goes kaput, America starts going kaput, right? That's one of the ways that they solved the Great Recession, was they got real estate moving again.
Yeah, absolutely. I always love looking at the economic impact of each home sale, and it depends geographically on where you're at, but it can be anywhere from, 120,000 to 180,000, depending on where you're at in the U.S. And so the economic impact of home sales is tremendous. We need more of them. Is it going to happen soon? Time will tell. Thanks for tuning in.